Hi friends, in this video I will cover introduction to IELTS reading, developing reading skills and some more tips and strategies to achieve a high score. Introduction. The IELTS reading test consists of 40 questions spread over 3 paragraphs which are to be attempted in 60 minutes. It is designed to test a wide range of reading skills like reading for gist, reading for main idea, reading for detail, skimming the text, understanding the logical argument and recognizing writer's opinions, attitudes and purpose. So developing reading skills, let us look at this. The first and foremost point is effective time management. One thing which the students need to meticulously practice when practicing before the actual test or when giving the mock test to enforce a strict time division for each section of reading. Even though in the Cambridge book it states to keep a minimum of 20 minutes for each section or passage, I would suggest to keep 15 minutes or less in passage 1, 18 minutes or less in passage 2, leaving you with ample time to solve passage 3 questions in 22 minutes, where you will need to do a little bit in depth reading, as here the questions are usually more difficult than passage 1 and 2. Moreover, you will have 5 minutes spare to jot down or recheck your answers in the answer sheet. Second thing is, don't try to understand the content. Your task is to locate answers only. Most questions test your ability to locate specific information given to you and then to comprehend the sentence or sentences which contain that information. There are two types of questions which will require more detailed understanding of the whole passage. That is matching headings and choosing a title. All other questions are based on locating information. The third thing is skimming and scanning. You should be able to skim and scan a passage to do well in IELTS. Skimming is reading a passage to get a general idea of the content. This does not mean you try to understand the passage. It's just a chance to get a sense of the gist. You should skim, read the full passage in 2 to 3 minutes, not longer. At the same time, you should underline any keywords you see. This will help you get a fair idea about what is being discussed or talked about in the passage. Scanning is your ability to locate information quickly and accurately. Fourth is read the question first rather than the passage. First, read the questions and circle the keywords. Then try to look for those keywords or a synonym paraphrased text in the passage. For passage 1 and 2, skimming and scanning will be your best friends, as you will require more time for the third passage than the other two. Also, don't just read the questions and jump to finding the answers. Understand the question well, as the answer will mostly contain synonyms of the keywords and even the whole text is in a paraphrased form. There will be areas where they will try to confuse you, so have a full clarity on what is being asked. A word here and there can change the meaning. The fifth thing is identifying keywords and synonyms. Each question will have keywords to help you locate the information in the passage, and to spot the right answer. You should learn to spot synonyms or keywords and use them correctly. You should also check paraphrasing of the keywords in the sentence. You will soon learn to use keywords correctly when you review your answers in practice reading lessons. Some keywords are obvious, like dates, numbers, places, and so on. But other keywords need to be found out. The sixth point is develop your speed reading skills. This test has a strict time limit, which will really challenge your ability to complete the question in time. You must develop speed reading skills to be able to find your answers quickly. This means you must be able to scan the passage quickly to locate the information. The best way to increase your reading speed is by practicing reading more and more on a daily basis. The seventh point is developing vocabulary. This is one of the key reasons why students don't get the score they need. Learning vocabulary is not just about learning the meaning of a word. It is about learning synonyms of the words and when and how you can and can't use a word. It is also about collocations. What collocation can be used with the word. For example, verbs and matching nouns. I usually recommend students to use word web application as it helps you to know the synonyms. Also, whether the word is a noun, verb or an adjective is also mentioned in that application. The eighth one is develop skills of each type of question reading. There are many different types of questions and you need to find a strategy to tackle each one. Our videos of solving each type of question will be of great help. Some question types have answers that come in order and others do not. Knowing this will help you not only save time but also locate the correct answers faster. Ninth one, understand the correct answers. Although you will keep hearing from people that practice makes one perfect, I personally believe practice is inefficient if you do not learn from your incorrect answers. So, it really helps to take a look at your mistakes and compare them with the correct answer, to reflect on where you made the mistake and why that is the correct answer to a particular question. Know your weaknesses, the 10th point. Unless you know your weaknesses, you won't know how to improve. You must check the reasons why you are getting your answers wrong or right. If you are getting answers wrong due to not being able to understand the passage, then you know you must improve your English language. If you are getting your answers wrong because you couldn't find that information or you didn't understand the question or you ran out of time, then the problem is your technique and strategies. Spend time reviewing your performance. You should also try to identify if there is one particular type of question where you are having problems. Then you can focus and find ways to deal with that question style. 11th, for false or not given questions. One strategy that works well for many is not to overthink, especially when you are solving true, false, not given questions. If the text is there, either it will be the same meaning as the question true or opposite, then it is false. If the text is not there, it will be not given. Thank you.